Góðan daginn and gleðileg jól. My name is Gleðilegar. I'm in Iceland, I live in Iceland, and this is my podcast, vlog, chat type of thing, the project pile. I bungled the introduction, but anyway, project pile because I have projects, they are in piles, and in this podcast I mostly talk about yarn, about knitting, crocheting, anything fiber related, and a whole heap about the weather. So, gleðileg jól, gleðilegar hátíðar, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I hope you've been having a wonderful, wonderful time. I got a lot of rest. So yeah, it is Monday, second day of Christmas, which in Iceland is a national holiday, meaning I don't have work on a Monday. Oh yeah. So yeah, but yeah, Monday. Listen, the plan was to film something short and sweet yesterday, simply to keep up with my schedule, which has been going fantastically this year. But it's Christmas Day, and generally here in my family, at least, that is somehow the single most relaxing day of the year. So instead of thinking about anything else than just eating good food, eating lots of candy, and drinking the rest of the white wine and having nice conversations with my family, I just decided to do that. And just push this to today because I can. It would have been fun filming yesterday though, because well, first off, I did wake up before noon. I woke up around somewhere between 10 and 11 in the morning, and the weather was fine. It was just, we could see the sky, it was snowing a little bit, it was actually really cozy. So I opened my window, then I go try and convince myself to get dressed, and it's like, it's Christmas Day, I don't need to get dressed right away. And then suddenly we had a snowstorm. And when I say suddenly, I mean one moment I think I was YouTubing something, and then the next I have to jump up, run to the window and close it because suddenly we just had a snowstorm. And yeah, I mean a proper snowstorm, like heavy snowfall and wind. And as a consequence, most of I think the entire island is impossible due to snow. So you may be able to hear some very, very nice engines. I think it's like 1:30 in the afternoon, and on the second day of Christmas, and there are people who are actually working because the town is impossible. So yeah, as usual, there's always someone who has to go to work. But like this hasn't happened in. Excuse me. Whew, excuse me. Thankfully, this doesn't happen that often, and I'm actually pretty happy that this weather decided that to come visit us on Christmas Day, because that is a national holiday, and practically no one who. I mean, I say practically no one who needs to go. There's always medical professionals, law enforcement, and the volunteer rescue units. They always have to be on their tippy toes, so they are the ones who need to be on the move. I mean, there's always someone who has to work, right? But thankfully, I think, at least in my part of the country, everything has been really, really, really relaxed and calm, apart from the snowstorm. The snowstorm is just like, I'm gonna be a blanket. Today, we do still have some snow. I mean, it's been snowing, and I did check the forecast, and it says snow. I think like tomorrow morning is, you know, this afternoon, the night, and tomorrow morning are gonna be, excuse me, like clear, or at least as clear as it can be, and then it's just gonna snow. The rest of the year is gonna be snow, and I'm kind of happy about it. Like, not gonna lie, it's gonna be really interesting trying to get to work in the last 4 days of the year, but at the same time, it's gonna be like, this is gonna be a thing. But yeah, where should I start first? Actually, the book. I haven't really gotten far into it. A Gift in December by Jenny Gladwell, which I picked up because it takes place in Norway. It's British people who go to Norway for a luxury thing. A luxury thing. They go because of a Christmas tree that is, you know, a special gift from the people of Norway to London. And the main character is part of a group of people who are in the news, along with some influencers. Like, I'm only at chapter 5. Like, I'm on page 38 still. But so far I'm like, this is like candy. This is candy. It's a seriously feel good book. And the story is like, thinking about it makes me smile, and it's just like, I don't want to hurry through it, which is a little difficult because at the same time I want to. I really love the fact that the first chapter is, I think, the longest, setting everything up. It's like 22 pages, and after that the chapters are somewhere between like 3 to 4 pages up to, I think, like 15 or 18 pages. It's like, these are not difficult chapters, and it's just a feel-good story. Like, I'm enjoying the writing by Jenny Gladwell. It's like, dang, I'm buying the characters. And I mentioned the influencers. There's like, because of the thing that is going on, like the Italian group going from Britain to Norway to cover this Queen of the Forest tree, how it felt and all that, and this group of about 10 people, I think. They get luxury hotel, resort, everything just in first class flight, and how she describes the vloggers, like at 4 in the morning, just looking completely perfect in comparison with the main character, who is like, I'm not saying that she's like not like the other girls. She's simply at that point in life where she's like, nah, can't be bothered because her heart is broken. But dang, I know that the bloggers are like side characters, but I kind of love them. Like, they are not being dragged down, they're not being spoken down about, they're just like there. And they are so far my favorite characters. They are definitely in the second place, because first place is another side character who is the main character's like best friend. Is her name Marta? Margaret. Her name's Margaret. I can't remember. But Jane is the main character. Simon is the ex. And Kate. I'm not sure if Margaret and Kate are simply in a relationship or if they're married. I don't know how that is, but they've been going through IVF, and Margaret is now pregnant. And how Jane describes her friend, basically Margaret is the single most beautiful person that you can possibly imagine. Just basically. And I kind of love her, because she is just paying for. Like, personally, for me, meeting someone like Margaret would probably be way too much for me. But at the same time, I would probably love her. But yeah, I am really enjoying this book so far, and it's nice. I can't. I'm conflicted. Like, I have this thing that when I'm reading a book that I really enjoy, I want to continue reading, but at the same time, I don't want to finish. I just wanted to stay in that bubble, which is really, really difficult when you just want to read. Conflict. It's kind of like with the knitting and crocheting. Actually, thinking about it, like working on a project and here. Yeah, I also have a bit of a problem with finishing things. Actually, speaking of finishing, so going from one thing onto a completely different topic. Last Thursday, I was extremely busy with work and everything that happened there because of weather and meant that roads had been impassable. So we weren't getting produce, and then everything arrived at the same time, and it's been like 2 days being like buried. So I like last weekend. I'm pretty certain that I had decided personally that there would be no more knit nights because we'd had our Christmas dinner like that week. So I kind of assumed that there wouldn't be any more. But the thing is, because of how the holidays fall on this year, that means that the Thursday before Christmas and the Thursday before the New Year, they're just regular days. Meaning that there was knit night last Thursday. But because my mind was somewhere else completely, I hadn't, brought any knitting with me or crochet, nothing. No project with me to work because my brain just wasn't present. But the ladies, there were two who immediately, straight away, offered to, drive me home to go pick up something that I could work on. I'm like, I'm spoiled. So yeah, they pick up my bag because I literally hadn't touched anything in it for awful long, and I actually managed to finish the hat. Like, I say finish. I need to remember to put in my little purse that I have in here. I've got this purse with me that has like stitch markers and scissors and tape measure, but I don't have any needles. And in case no, you was the advent calendar with Hobby, there were quite a few needles that I got from the advent calendar, so I really need to remember to take at least one pair and put it in the purse. Oof, I'm getting phlegmatic. Because I didn't have any, but fortunately my friend had, so she lent me her needle so I could like weave in the ends. There wasn't a single knot in either skein. So this, okay, I say I finished. I still haven't like woven in the ends where I joined the two skeins. So this is the Garden Studio Ariel, I think it is. I may make the neck thing, maybe, but I just really love the hat. I really love how it turned out. Also the fact that it's a really, really simple, oh, look at it. It's so simple because you don't, like, there's a single decrease. There's a single round of decreases, and then in the round after you knit two together, and then you just draw the ends through. And that's it. And you get this really nice like slouchy effect, and it's just, I'm so proud of myself. So yeah, so the yarn I used here was the drops and this, and again, not a single knot. Working with this was a delight. It's soft and it's like you're using 7mm knitting needles, so it's fairly thick. You get this nice juicy fabric, and I finished something. So apart from the last ends, but we are not talking about that. I really need to remember to like link that pattern down below, because again, this is a pattern that I can definitely recommend. This was fun. I kind of want to do it again, but we'll see. As for the scarf, now I haven't quite finished, but I got this much left. Like, there's way more squishiness. Like, the Sildar jewel spun, it was completely, you know, filling up my skein holder, and now it's like a third left or so. And again, it hasn't been a knot. It's been a delight to work with. The colors just keep on being absolutely gorgeous. So again, it's just a lovely project. I'm hoping that I'll manage to finish it before the new year, because that would be so cool to have a hat and a scarf completely out of, like, do these mats. I mean, they're probably both gonna be comfortable, therefore they're gonna match on the comfort scale. But it would be really cool to manage to finish both the hat and the scarf, because I can't wait to wear it. But yeah. So yeah, I'm really happy with the purchase of this yarn, and the fact that I found it the past summer, because and I bought it because I felt sorry for the yarn, because it was kind of all over the place, and I'm like, you come home with me? I felt sorry for you. But honestly, I think the very best purchase so far has been this skein holder that I got from Hobby. It's actually so good that I've already bought another one for my mother this year, although I don't know where she put hers. Ah, well. So yeah. Now, the only drawback with the new year is that obviously I start thinking about, you know, what I'm gonna do in the next year. I've found we am doing this channel, so this has helped me learn so much, because I'm keeping myself going with projects and what I want to find out and learn and do, and keep myself accountable for all the yarn that I buy. This is not foreshadowing at all. Cough cough. But one of the things that I've learned is that I don't do well with planning much ahead when it comes to projects. It does better for me to simply follow my feelings, and yeah, it kind of pays off to just let my brain do what it wants to do. That works way better. But yeah, I've been really proud of myself having been able to stick with doing these Project Pals podcast vlog just things. I still don't know what to call them. It's been real. It's been to phrase this without tying my tongue. It has done me a lot of good. Get there? To stick with these weekly updates, chats, type of things. Both mentally, it's been helping me a lot mentally to just sit down and chat about, like, yarn about what I'm working on, what I want to work on. That helps me out a lot. But yeah, just having something to do weekly, like sit down, film, edit, upload, it's a really nice hobby. I know that I'm not perfect because no one is, and it's impossible to be perfect because, again, no one can be perfect, and that's really, really good. You can always aim to be better and to do better, but being perfect just isn't an option. But yeah, it's a lot of fun finding that there's things that you can improve on, and actually having video evidence that you have done a lot more than you thought you did, than you remember that you did, and honestly seeing mentally my progress, both in being able to actually sit down and talk, to speak. I mean, this, at least for me, has helped me out a lot. And that is just, makes me happy. It really helps me stay happy. Yeah. Also because most of you are really, really nice people and you've been like really positive and uplifting. So that is something that keeps me going. So being able to find people who actually like yarn as well and don't mind me talking about yarn and what I'm working on, what I want to work on. I'm rambling on about the weather, which, by the way, is still snowing. It's probably gonna snow until the afternoon or early evening. She says when it gets dark at like 4. But yeah, this has done me a lot of good. So I think, at least so far, I think 2023 will be a lot like the past 2022, and that definitely gonna continue with the project panels weekly, as long as nothing comes up. Let's put that little thingy there, and yeah, I don't think, or at the very least, I don't feel like there's gonna be any changes in the new year. If they're gonna be, there will be. So we'll just chat about that. Blah, blah, blah. Otherwise, I don't know. I feel like my brain is starting to just kind of like shut down right now. Yeah, I think that's it. So again, what was I gonna say? Again, happy holidays, and I will hopefully see you again on the new year. In a week's time, it's gonna be a new year. You're gonna need to learn to say 2023. Like this happens every year. It's like learning how to learn to remember. Actually, yes, learning to remember what year it is. So yep, I will, hopefully see you again on the new year, and we'll see what projects we're gonna be doing. I mean, obviously we're gonna continue with these mountainous sweaters that I want to make, and all the other things. But yeah, until then, hopefully take care. I really hope that the rest of the holidays are as good to you as they possibly can be. Hopefully there's not too much snow where you are, and if there's a lot of snow, I really hope that you have a good shovel, because a good wide deep shovel is the best thing to have right now. Like, honestly, my neighbors are absolutely snowed in. I shouldn't be giggling, but they have been having fun. Like, at least one of my neighbors have been having fun, you know, being out shoveling and throwing a ball to their dog. It's just, people are having fun. But yeah, I will see you again on a new year, and yeah, Until then, take care. See ya. Bless, bless.